What's up, my Corpus-loving little carnations? This is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today on The Daily Grind, we're back with another installment of Rob reads you shit that you don't want to read yourself. And today, we've got something fantastic. The Deadlock protocol is actually out. Who knew? Who knew that we'd actually see new content in 2020 with how this year's going so far, right? Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, this isn't necessarily my first look. I was actually on stream a little bit earlier, taking a quick gander, so we'll be going back and forth between the hot fix notes, hot patch update. Listen, it's been a while since I've recorded. You're gonna have to give me a little bit of a break, and we'll actually be taking a look at some of the items that we're gonna be speaking of in game. But without ado, let's just go ahead and jump on in. First and foremost, Black Lives Matter. Now, update 28, the Deadlock protocol, the new quest, the Deadlock protocol. We are Desire. Ours is the grasping golden hand. We are Corpus. Nefanyo claims to have found an heir to the long-deceased Corpus founder, Parvos Granum, and he has the means to prove it. The Solaris have begun disappearing in droves, and Yutiko thinks it has something to do with Nef's power play. Whoever they are, the heir to the founder would be able to solve the stalemate and stage a total takeover of the Corpus board. If Nefanyo has anything to do with it, that spells bad news for the Solaris. No, I actually kind of like them. The Deadlock protocol sheds a new light on the industrious origins of the Corpus, introduces the time-bending Warframe Protea, and includes a remastered Corpus fleet full of innovative threats and escalating security measures. To begin with the Deadlock Protocol quest, make sure you have completed the Vox Solaris quest. The Deadlock Protocol quest can only be done solo, and you must be at least Mastery Rank 4. Ready yourself. Players who purchase the Protea Warframe before playing the quest will receive a ribbon as an additional reward. Corpus Ship Remaster. The entire Corpus fleet has been retrofitted and redeployed for service. Explore remastered levels, complete with shrines to the illustrious Parvos Granum, but beware of new dangers lurking aboard. As you infiltrate Corpus vessels, fight enemies, and generally interrupt the pursuit of Grofit, the Corpus will use every piece of their security arsenal to stop you. Be prepared for upgraded turrets and such deadly reinforcements as mind-deploying Corpus aristocrats. Yo, if you are an aristocrat though, wouldn't you have something better to do with your time than deploying mines? I mean, shouldn't you be having wine or like a picnic somewhere? Like, I think there are better things spent doing while you're in the level of aristocracy, right? Jackal Rework. Return to Fawcett to face an upgraded threat. Equipped with a suite of latest technology and upgraded combat capabilities, the Corpus have spent mind-boggling sums of credits for the sole purpose of taking you out. But yo, have they spent that same amount of credits giving us new rewards to fight it? Or you just want to fight it for the fun of fighting it? Because that's not really a reward to me, at least. Experienced Tenno can enjoy 7 days of Jackal sorties following the release, where you can take on the reworked Jackal in a high-level area. Oh, you've got my attention now. New Corpus enemies. From Minimamoas to Juno series of Corpus troops, take on new threats on the remastered Corpus fleet. Granum crowns, the currency of Corpus devotion. Out of desperation to locate any last trace of the long-dead founder, Nefanyo has developed a way to open void portals. Yutiko believes they've been kidnapping Solaris to use as guinea pigs and needs you to help rescue them. The portals are built through Golden Hand tributes, a spot of prophet worship for faithful Corpus. By spending their Granum crowns, a valuable manifestation of their devotion, the Corpus can open a rift and send expeditions to void sites. I like how this is tying in the fact that Nefanyo is like this weird void priest, and also bringing in the, the Solarians, because it's like, it is all coming together. I like this from a lore aspect. Thankfully, you can use these Granum crowns to your advantage. Collect 3 tiers of crowns from treasures in your missions, each signifying a higher level of devotion than the last. Granum Crown, Exemplar Granum Crown, and Zenith Granum Crown. Use them to initiate challenges in missions, search for Corpus temple reliefs, or negotiate the release of Solaris prisoners in exchange for standing. Within every Corpus ship remastered, you'll encounter a treasurer, a devoted follower of Parvos and all he stood for, willing to dedicate his life to be the keeper of the tokens of his esteem. The treasure is guaranteed to spawn within 2 to 4 minutes in a non-endless mission and between 5 to 8 minutes in an endless mission. The level of your mission determines the tier of crowns the treasurer will possess. Handle him with haste before he escapes with his sacred tokens. The level tiers are 0 to 15 Granum Crown, 16 to 13 Exemplar Granum Crown, and then 31 plus Zenith Granum Crown. Granum Crowns will not appear from treasures until you complete the Deadlock Protocol quest. Granum Crowns can also be spent at the Corpus Temple reliefs in missions to learn more about the Founder. Each new story you acquire will earn you relief decorations for your orbiter. So there's a little, that's actually kind of cute. Spoiler warning, contains Deadlock Protocol quest spoilers, new game mode. So pause real quick, I'm just letting you know, if you are worried about lore, and I read it already, it's really not that much it's not like lore, it's just gameplay, so I'm just letting you know that right now. It's not a big deal, but if you feel so inclined, skip ahead. Granum Void. The Granum Void is open to those who can pay the Granum Crown price. Why does this sound like cats? We're talking about it on stream, and I was like, pay the Jellicle price? Pay the Granum Crown price? I'm seeing a little bit of, crossover here. And of course, only those who have completed the Deadlock Protocol. What you need to know. Find a Golden Hand tribute in Corpus Ship Remastered missions to gain access to the Granum Void. You can enter the Granum Void once per mission. Only one Granum Crown is required to open access to the Granum Void for the entire squad. Enter before the portal closes. There are 3 tiers of Granum Void. Granum Void via Granum Crown, Extended Granum Void via Exemplar Granum Crown, and Nightmare Granum Void via Zenith Granum Crown. Each Granum Void tier has its own respective enemy level and corresponding reward table. The reward table corresponds with each rank earned within the Granum Void before your time is up. Rank 1 is 25 kills, Rank 2 is 50 kills, Rank 3 is 75 kills. Reward stack. You earn rewards from each rank up to the one you qualify for. If you want a reward from rank 2, for example, you don't have to intentionally stop before qualifying for rank 3. AKA, if you qualify for rank 3, you get the rank 1 reward, the rank 2 reward, as well as the rank 3 reward. If you only go up to rank 2, then you'll get the rank 1 and the rank 2 rewards. Hopefully that makes sense. Moving along, rewards. They have Protea parts, weapon parts, the Stropha, Saltha, and the Velox. They have Granum Crown decorations, the Mortis Shoulder Guard, the new Captura scenes that feature the newly remastered Corpus ship, the Corpus bridge scene, the Corpus hangar scene, and the Corpus ship orbital cannon scene. Maybe we'll use that for like a Protea dress to kill, and we'll explore there, but we don't need to take a look at that here. Credit caches, meh. Void traces, okay. Endo, I don't want to know. Protea! Prepared for any battle, the versatile Protea offers a wealth of advanced gadgets to overcome the odds. Time is your ally as you weave in and out of life-threatening engagements with your Temporal Anchor ability. Protea is the first Warframe to have a universal aura polarity to accompany her set of unique skills. Drusus is seeking out myths and legends about Protea and will update the Laverian when he is ready. So our passive is every 4th ability cast is granted 100% ability strength. Grenade Fan. Activate to throw a cluster of shrapnel grenades, damaging and staggering nearby enemies. Hold to emit sticky shield grenades that latch onto allies and restore a large amount of shields. Blaze Artillery. Place a temporary rapid-fire turret that automatically targets enemies. Each successful hit increases its damage, causing projectiles to pierce enemies and hit multiple foes with a single shot. Dispensary. Deploy a cycling supply cache that can generate health, ammo, and energy pickups periodically. And then Temporal Anchor. Activate to drop an anchor point that records Protea's state. Any damage dealt to Protea during the ability will be emitted back to your foes upon deactivation. Deactivating the Temporal Anchor will rewind Protea back to the activation point, restoring all ammo, energy, shields, and health. If Protea is downed while the Temporal Anchor is active, Protea will automatically rewind to safety. Earn the Protea in Action glyph during the limited time 72-hour weekend alert on PC starting Friday, June 12th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Console will also run this alert when the Deadlock Protocol quest is live on their respective platforms. That's actually kind of cute. I like how it's got all of the different, rewind states on there. Oh, and we have the Garuda Hinsa Collection. Wait. Let's go ahead and take a quick... Oh, they haven't showed it yet. All right. Let's take a look at the Garuda Hinsa collection. Commence the Sacred Butchery with the striking Garuda Hinsa collection, which includes the Garuda Hinsa skin, the Verta Warfan skin, and the Desiccata Sayandana. So we have the Garuda Hinsa skin, the ceremonial dress of a spirit from whom violence is a sacrament, the Verta Warfan skin with the snap and flutter of the segmented work of ribbons is the hapless, a work of art ribbons the hapless. The signature Warfan skin of Garuda and Desiccata Sayandana after the butchery, bones. Ooh. All right. Now I should have this up. Actually, that's Protea right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at Garuda real quick, because I do have this on Garuda already, and I can happily tell you the metallics are currently tintable. So you can tint the metallics. We will be capturing this. I wonder if the claws, hold on, let's get rid of this real quick, and let's take a look at the claws. And let's see about the skin for there. Okay, I really like the skin on these ones. Her skin is a little bony, as you could probably already tell. Her skin's a little, she's a little bony, you know, period. But all in all, I actually think the skin is interesting. A lot of people are saying she looks very eldritch. You know, listen, I'm going to embrace all body types. Some people have a skinnier body type. So you know what? Love on that, right? Let's take a look at the Warfan real quick, which only belongs on the Gunson because that is our current only fan. But as you can see right here, this is what it's looking like. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't love the Warfan skin. I feel like it's a little bit busy. Maybe it'll end up growing on me, but as it stands right now, it's a little bit much. Maybe with some customization, we can kind of rein it in a little bit so that it looks a bit prettier. But let's take a look at the new Garuda skin. Nope. What is it called? Desiccata? Desiccata. There you go. It's an odd one for me. I don't necessarily love it, but yeah, I don't necessarily love it. It feels like it makes her very bug-like, which I don't know if I love. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump back into the Deadlock protocol stuff. So as you can see, we have the Protea collection, which we'll take a look at in a second. The embodiment of adaptability and versatility. The full collection includes the Protea Warframe, Telema helmet, Mav helmet, Velox submachine gun, and Roftron. I can't say that word. Sayandana, as well as 3-day affinity and credit boosters. The Protea Mav helmet looks fantastic. The 10 obedient warriors are not worth one who can truly see. When the visor of Protea's Mav helmet clicks down, it is both a salute and a sentence. Ooh, cold. Protea Telema helmet. Telema's twitching sensors probe Protea's surroundings, hungry for situational data. All right, let's go ahead and jump in on that real quick and take a look at her. We were taking a look at her a little bit earlier, as well as an armor set that comes along with her. And honestly, I'm thinking that both the helmet, like the base helmet is kind of blah. Like, I don't know how I feel about it. It looks really weird. It looks really odd. I'm not into it. DE does a lot of weird shit with her helmets, with their base helmets. But as you can see here, the Protea Mav helmet looks fucking sick. I kind of really, really love it. It's kind of iconic, but we'll do that in Address the Kill. This is the Telema helmet, which I thought I would like the Mav helmet better, but I kind of love like the metallic visor that she's got going on over here. I don't know. Here's the Sayandana, the Jingle Bell Sayandana. I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about that, but we'll see. Now, we do have the new Velox, which is the new gun, and I'm going to tell you right now, interesting look at it. Critical chance 14%, status chance 22%, and it has a high amount of slash in its base. So all in all, I'm like, this could be promising. Let's jump back into the patch notes. So we have the other set, which is going to be from the, I believe it's the Corpus bundle, the Corpus Advantage bundle. So we have the new Staltha, which is the gun. The Corpus, what is it called? Rubin rifle. Nail them to the wall. The stealth automatic rifle propels hardened steel rods at high speed, while a charged rifle mode fuses a number of volatile rods together for a large radioactive explosion. We'll take a look at that in a second. And then we also have the Stropha, a short-bladed melee weapon with an ace up its sleeve. The Stropha sends nearby enemies flying with a powerful short-range shockwave. Let's take a look. Actually, let's go ahead and take a look at the She armor set as well. Accept death and escape it. Corpus craftsmanship applied to ancient principles. A masterwork of defensive aesthetic design. All right, let's take a look at all of that. So the She armor set right here is going to be these shoulder pieces and the chest piece and the leg pieces. Reminds me a lot of like a Corpus version of the Ito armor set. However, the chest piece, I don't like it. The shoulder pieces and the leg pieces I can deal with, but like the chest piece, I'm not so into. But the other parts, not too bad at all. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Stealtha because I actually think this is very interesting. So as you can see right here, critical chance 24% and then 22% status chance. That's pretty good because this trigger is going to be full auto. So I'm like, all right, I'm seeing a little bit of love here, and its base is high slash. So I'm kind of in on that. Now I thought that the charge would be completely radiation, but as you can see, the actual projectile itself is IPS with a lot of slash, with more status, with more critical chance. The explosion, the radial attack, is the radiation damage. So this is looking kind of good. Now, let's take a look at the, oh my god, I forgot what it is. Gunblade. The Stropha. The Stropha, in and of itself, I don't know. It seems okay. I'm going to have to play around with it. High critical chance at 34%. High critical multiplier at 2.4 times. Its status chance is a little bit low at 14%. So it's something that I'm going to have to play around with a little bit and see how it ends up feeling. But at this point in time, I'm a little bit meh on it. The actual like look to it is pretty gorgeous though. It looks like a little mini chainsaw, like a little electric chainsaw, and I'm kind of all about that. Now let's go ahead and jump back into the patch notes. We have some stuff for the dojo. I'm going to skip over that because I don't give two shits. Primary kit guns. Rude Zood has expanded their inventory to bring you new primary kit gun grips for an all-new lethal wombo combo. They actually look really good there. So the Brash Grip, Hold Tight, and Unleash Hell. Increased range for beam weapons. Increased fire rate for non-beam weapons. Reduced damage. Shrewd trades lower damage for faster fire rate and more controlled recoil. I like that one. Steady Slam, the weapon grip of the Measured Killer, slower fire rate and lower range for beam weapons, but high damage with recoil to match. Tremor, high damage with recoil to match, slower fire rate. It looks like Shrewd is probably what I'm going to end up going with. I hope the model for that is nice. Then we have the new MOA companion. I'm going to keep this turned off, but let's go ahead and play this. Look at it! Visit Legs and Fortuna to configure the newest melee MOA companion inspired by Rocky, both in animation and in sound design. So this model is built for the Nichus MOA, which is the model, is built for utility using the isolating charge and hard edge precepts. Lian Core, this core, blah, nobody gives a shit about that. Then we have Hellstrom Weapon launches a swarm of micro missiles. Whoa! Okay, I'm excited for those ones. I like micro missiles. A new MOA emotion module, Tenacious. A tenacious emotion that pulls inspiration from boxing animations. Did someone order a piping hot TKO? Check out the in-game market for this new MOA companion emotion bundle. Now, there are going to be new Ripvin disposition changes as with any new update. So we're going to go ahead and cover that in a different video, or the full version of it in a different video. But when we introduce separate dispositions for each weapon variant back in November 2019, we plan to give new weapons a disposition of 1, the average, or matching the lowest member of the weapon family. It already had a disposition lower than 1. Unfortunately, this meant that powerful new weapons like the Kuvalich collection might have Rivens that start too strong, forcing reductions in accordance to a balanced methodology. In order to prevent the situation, we will be changing this policy going forward. All new weapons released with the minimum Riven disposition of 0.5 for the Deadlock protocol. This includes dispositions on newly added primary kit guns. In addition to regular weapons, secondary kit gun disposition will remain as is. Full details can be found here. We'll do that in a different video. New questions and answers chat channel. We won't even cover that. you'll figure it out yourselves. If you're curious about it, you can check the patch notes. Pet companion stasis removal. All stasis slots have been converted into companion slots. All your Kubras and Kavats are now listed upon entering a companion in the arsenal. Due to no longer having stasis, you currently have a pup companion not yet matured. Upon equipping it in the arsenal, UI will prompt you to either mature or let it roam your orbiter. The option to let it roam is only available if you don't have a proper Kubo Cravat equipped. When starting an incubation, your current roaming companion will be put away. The Neutrino Incubator update segment now entirely disables DNA degradation. Yay! The pet's bread is now displayed besides the pet's name in the description when viewing the arsenal. I'm excited for that. Yay! I'm so excited. New update history button. When accessing the main menu via escape or the bottom right, there's an update history button that allows you to get a quick sense of what's changed since you last logged in. Perfect. General UI edition changes. I'll be buying that very soon. You can change your mouse. There's a new Deadlock UI theme. There's also new mouse cursors. You can find that in the customization mouse cursor menu. The landing craft customized screen has been decoupled to provide the ability to mix and match your landing craft with whichever override air support you want. So now you can go ahead and use the skin that you want, the ship that you want, as well as whatever air support you want with it. Star chart nodes have been given a fresh new look and functionality upon hover. Hovering over a node will display null tileset accompanying enemy image and game mode icons respective to the available game modes. Upon clicking a node that has numerous game modes available, a selector will open within the window for you to choose the game mode. So you can actually see it right there. All that stuff. Let's keep this quiet, but we can go ahead and play that so you can see what is going on. So you can see all of the different things going on, the fissure as well as the exterminates. Added 2 new cursor sliders under the interface tab in your options to give you more ways to customize and improve how you navigate the UI with a controller to your liking. So we'll skip that. Added tooltip to mastery rank to hover over viewing your profile to show total mastery breakdown per category. This is fantastic so that you can know exactly what you need to work on if you are trying to level up. Added a button to rewatch the Kuvalich cinematic in the Kuvalich Codex section. Upon visiting a syndicate in the Relay, syndicate donation screen now displays your full inventory of eligible items similar to selling fish in Cetus. So you can see all of that. Updated a handful of helmet icons, removed the option to set battle pay caps, blah, blah, blah. This is the big one that I saw. And I think that this will help a lot of new players. Tooltips have been added to Arsenal stats. For example, hovering over armor now gives you an example about what it does. So as you can see right here, armor reduces damage to health by 29.4%. Shields are not affected by armor. So grateful. This actually goes over a lot of the things you'll see in the Arsenal, and hopefully that will stop new players having to rely on the wiki and other outside sources. Not that I don't love the wiki and other outside sources, but hopefully this will help them out a little bit more. Updated trade windows at merchants in Cetus, finally. Added visual separation in Railjack customization screen between all other color settings and all colors options. Updated invasion game mode icon. Okay. So I'm going to read the Railjack additions but not the fixes and change. I'll do the changes but not the fixes. Added a join any crew option to search for open squads and active Railjack missions that you can join in given Proxima. If there are no open squads, a pop-up will prompt you to try again or launch a new session from your personal Railjack. We've added this feature to save time and keep you from needing to hover over node by node to see if there are any active squads on them. Very helpful. Added a scrap wreckage button to Railjack components and armament screen. This removes the step of having to manually go to your inventory in order to view a complete list of wreckage scrap in the record limit. Alright, these are just fixes, but fire hazards that spawn on the Railjack will now directly damage the ship hull directly instead of getting split between hull and shields. This means that even if you have full shields, you'll start taking damage directly to your Railjack if you have a fire unattended. So that's definitely a big thing to keep in mind. Then there are a slew of fixes to Railjack. Then we'll move on because we're getting close to the end and this is a very long video. General additions, added new melee MOA precept mods. Blast shields. Overshields increased by 3,000. Leap at an enemy within 10 meters, dealing 10 damage and knocking down other enemies within 5 meters resets overshields. So this seems to be the new melee MOA. We have hard engage. Engages enemies within 10 meters within melee attacks, dealing 90 impact damage. Melee attacks are enhanced by mods equipped in the MOA's weapon. Added a conservation glyph. Don't care about glyphs, really. Added Umbra mods to Samaris' store offerings available after the sacrifice quest completion. So Umbral Vitality, Umbral Fiber, Umbral Intensify, and Sacrificial Pressure and Steel are all going to be available there. Added login, milestone reward blueprints, Zenistar, Azima, Zenith, and Sigma Noctanus to Samaris' offerings. Blueprints for each only appear in his offerings after they have already been previously selected as login rewards. So if you lost anything, Samaris will be able to get it back to you, and supposedly you were able to get doubles of all of the Umbra stuff. General changes. Increase the Riven capacity limit from 120 to 150. The Blazing Step Ephemera has been removed from Elite Sanctuary Onslaught rewards table and added into 2 places. Arbitration Honor Store in the Relay and Railjack Commander Boss drop tables. Out of the growing list of ephemeras, Blazing Step was one of the more difficult to obtain due to its drop rate within the Elite Sanctuary Onslaught table. By taking Blazing Step out of ESO table, the rewards within ESO will normalize and fill in the missing 1.01%. You will now have the option to either spend your Vitus Essence in arbitrations, Honor Store, or by bringing your demise to Railjack commanders during your Railjack missions. Increased the amount of invested currency that is refunded for the following. Dissolving ranked mods will refund more of the invested Endo, 75% just like Rivens, and scrapping ranked avionics refund more of the invested Dirac, 75% just like mods. Selling ranked mods refund more of the invested credits just like Endo. The Earth to Mars Junction now awards the Iron Phoenix stance, and the Earth Phoenix Junction now awards the Clashing Forest stance. This aims to provide new players with an easier path to experience the melee system at an early star chart stage. Those who have completed these junctions will retroactively be given these stances. Let's see what else there is. Remove Coppernick's reminder notes. I feel like the rest of this is not anything too crazy. I will say there's the Kuva Brahma changes, which we'll cover right now. So basically what they ended up doing with this is they has a smaller reserve ammo, 15 to 5, and gains fewer arrows from ammo pickups. This is to encourage players to aim the bow deliberately at crowds of enemies and not fire it wildly everywhere. Fewer cluster bombs produced from impact, from 7 down to 3. It reduces the overwhelmingly AoE potential somewhat, but also makes a Brahma less visually busy. Players have said that the many explosions produced by Brahma are hard to see through. They also increased the cluster projectile radial attack size from 2.7 meters up to 3.5 meters. Reduced the cluster projectile fall off from 100 to 50%. Fewer explosive fragments, but they cover more area and generally do more damage. So there's some trade-offs happening there. We'll be monitoring the feedback after these changes go live to ensure that we've struck a better balance at having a powerful weapon, but not one that overshadows everything else in game to the detriment of your squad mates. So that's what's going on with the Kuva Brahma right now. We also have some Garuda talent changes. The damage is increased from 180 to 248. The status chance is increased from 30% to 36%, and the critical chance is increased from 10 to 20%. So that actually feels pretty sizable, especially with the base damage and the crit actually increasing that much, because you might be able to toss on. Do they allow? I don't know. Is it considered an exalted weapon? Does it have the limits? Because I haven't looked at it recently. It's been a while since I've ever used Garuda's talents, to be completely honest with you, because they were very weak to begin with. So I'll take a look at that in a little bit, and maybe we'll do a little bit of a revisit. So there's some Kuva Lich fixes, just in case you guys are curious about it. There are some Nightwave changes and fixes. Upon falling, jumping off a platform in the weave, you will now be teleported back to the main platform instead of failing the weave. The non-existent aim gliding in the weave was the root of many weave failures, which is why we've added the teleport. It's still in the Glassmaker's game though, so use your time wisely. The amount of Cephalite resonance to enter the weave has been cut in half. The requirement is now 5 instead of 10. Your Cephalite resonance count, as well as the amount required for the weave, is now displayed upon hover on the Glassmaker crime scene episode selector. That will definitely help me a ton, because there's a lot of times I've just jumped in there in order to see how many I've had and had to go through all of the little bits and bobs. So I think all of this is going to be fixes and things that are not really a big deal. Looks like there's some promising new changes coming within the Deadlock protocol, but that means that I need to go ahead and log into the game and start leveling things, I want to go ahead and end on this note because I know that I started with this last time. If you guys have not signed the petition to get justice for Breonna Taylor, I will also be linking that as well as the update notes down in the description box below. I would love to see this change go through and really help the broader community that is our entire world do better things for people, especially somebody as amazing as Breonna Taylor was. Regardless, that about does it for me for now. And as always, oh, and keep in mind, if you made it to the very, very end of this video, I'm going to be streaming after this goes up and giving away a Protea bundle, maybe even a Garuda deluxe skin bundle. We'll see what happens. So if you guys want to join me over at twitch.tv/thegayGuyPlays, make sure you check that out there. Regardless, that about does it for me for now. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and wash your goddamn hands because Black Lives Matter. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!